Enjoy.
Ah. Well, hello. Welcome to the Lightning Talks. Very fast, striking like a lightning. So we thought just open the day with 3 quick talks once in a row. Why not doing is these talks are all not about demos itself, but about things somehow connected to demos, so demo-ish lifestyle, I would say. Yeah, without further ado, I don't want to waste too much time at the beginning. Maybe just 2 things at the beginning. First, we're making all these talks today, we are making live. And there's a reason for this, because we also have a channel at Discord. It's called NOVOQUE Talk Q&A. So if you want to ask any questions, you can do so at the Discord channel, NOVOQUE Talk Q&A. And the next thing I would mention is I'm also very happy because this lightning talk session will be very international, because if I informed right, we are broadcasting from Cologne, from Finland, from UK, from the Netherlands, and from Japan. Whoa, this is very, very awesome. Okay, I have to search the browser. And I think, because I think time is limited, 20 minutes are not that much for every talk, I would say. I would introduce Tero. It's also called Dr. Tero Z, and he will talk about this awesome Petsky game he made called Digiloy. And I would say, please feel free to start your talk. Hello, by the way.
Okay. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you at least.
Okay. It seems great that I'm here, and I hope everybody is well. And I'm just showing my face here in the start, but I think I'm going rather straight to the slides that I have prepared for this presentation. So I will share this screen. I think I'm going rather straight to the slides that I have prepared for this presentation. So I will share this screen. Okay, is my screen now visible? The slides that I have prepared for this presentation.
Yeah, looks good.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about this Digiloy game and some ideas about Petsky graphics. And I think I don't have to explain this Petsky.
Yeah, looks good.
The Commodore 64 default set. You could, back in the day, you could type straight in these graphics from the keyboard, but of course nowadays we have all these editors and stuff. And when I started doing Petsky more actively in like 2013, I initially went for this old school style, so that the graphics are very visible, or the character set is very visible. And this was also the kind of style that was very common in 1980s in these basic games and pet games and big games that didn't have sprite graphics. But quite quickly, I also became interested in trying to hide the character graphic style, so that the image would look more like a pixel graphics or a bitmap image. So at that time, I found it was very intriguing that Petsky could lend itself to so many different styles. That on the one hand, you could do this ASCII text graphics style, or on the other hand, you could try to make almost like some kind of bitmap image out of it. And I'm more interested in doing a Petsky image when I find some kind of challenge in doing it. So, for example, this Petsky tracing image, it has this idea that most Petskys are quite like graphic or flat. So why not try to do 3D graphics? And this was sort of my response to that idea. And also I felt that this demo culture is quite obsessed sometimes with this idea of trying to achieve the impossible. So in some ways, this Petsky also already, even these small images can have this attitude in them. So this is what I found fascinating. But the question then came to me also that what kind of games could be made with Petsky. And as we know, in the 1980s, it was used, this set, and this Commodore early game was quite charming use of this Petsky, but also very slow. So maybe inspired by this new wave of Petsky graphics and some demos that had been done with it, such as the Nothing But Petsky demo from Genesis project was quite inspirational. It had this game style graphics. Also, I could have put a picture here, but you can find it out on your own. So when I went to do a game, which I'm going to talk about mostly here, it is this Digiloi game, and I started it in 2017. I think summer 2017 was the point when I started making it. And my starting point for it was after I figured out that the Petsky routines were good enough for displaying this kind of sort of moving image graphics. I started out by planning this main character for the game. And I decided at that point that it has to be this 8 characters by 8 characters, because then it would be bigger than 4 sprites put together. So I would make something that would look really big, huge, something that you couldn't easily do with sprite graphics. But as you can see, I didn't quite hit it in the first go. The first idea for the character was very, very old school. And then it started to progress more closely towards the kind of style that I had been using in the other Petsky images. But when I got to this right-hand side, I was already thinking that this is it. This is the character. This is what I'm going to use. But even then, when I started animating it, I got more ideas about how it could look, and this is already a bit of a change from this previous idea, and I wanted it to have a bit more character, not hide the eyes. I had 2 ideas for the eyes. One in the middle is more this alien or robotic, impersonal type, but in the end I went with this bit more human touch as in the left. And after making this animation, I was quite confident that some kind of game would come out of this, and also trying this font at the bottom of the screen, all made by this default Petsky graphics. But the game also brought kind of further technical challenges or kind of constraints that were not present in this. When you do a single image, you can use all the freedom of that single image to make whatever you want. But in the game, I had to do tiles. The backgrounds couldn't be single screens. They had to be these tiles. And here are all the tiles for the Digiloi background. There are not that many of those. And then try to make at least some kind of variety for the game graphics using this very, very limited amount of game blocks. So not try to overuse the same all the blocks in the first few screens, but to save some of these for the later stages. So here's the whole map of the Digiloi. It's not very big, but this is something that I could fit easily into the memory. I had been wasting the memory for various things already, so actually the game map had to be compromised a bit. But I think I now trying to switch this slides and go to the Vice emulator and show the actual game a bit. I hope this is going to work. Wait a second. Take the voice emulator. And this is something I have not really shown to many people. This is the first running demo of the Digilloy game. I'm not sure if it's showing in the correct speed, but I had only this background screen and then this animated graphics on top of it, and trying to find out how many of these big things I could have on the screen. And still the character has this blue clothes. But at that point, I also realized that to really separate it from the background, the character has to be a bit brighter. So that is why I went with the green.
Can you do you allow one question?
Okay, yes.
Because here on the channel was one question: do you know the frame rate of the animations?
It's like it's like 1 in 3 frames. So if it's like 50 frames per second is the normal frame rate of the Commodore 64, the animation is updated in once per 3 frames.
And is there because you talked about the number of sprites and frame rate, is there something to consider?
Yeah, I think I don't exactly now know how many of these could be maximum on the screen, but I had this kind of buffering routine that during the first frame the graphics are laid out. The background is laid out into the buffer, and then the moving graphics is laid on top of inside that buffer, and then the buffer is speed code copied into the visible screen. And I think that it would be possible to make it faster, but at that time I felt the speed for the game would be pleasant. So if it was faster, then I think in Petsky graphics it might actually cause playability problems. Okay, so I was sort of making a demo kind of game that is kind of a demo in the format of a game, but I still wanted to make sure that it would be playable and nice and would work as a game.
One short question again from the chat. How many hours, days did you invest to get to the state we are currently seeing right now?
This is difficult to say afterwards. This wasn't that many hours. I have this old builds in my hard disk, and I try to figure out how long it might have taken. But I think this is more like a few days of work to get into this stage, and I would be doing a few hours a day. So I'm in the coding part. I think at that point I already had done the character design to some point before starting to code anything properly. I will try to get the actual game here in the end, so I can play it a bit. And I think this is okay. So there could have been other steps that I might have described, but I have to save it for some other time. I've also discussed this game in my blog called theoldmachinery.blogspot.com. There, if you try to search, you can find something about this game. One of the challenges of trying to make this a game is that because the characters are so big, there isn't that much room in the screen to get any kind of meaningful action. So it's a bit like a simplification of what might have been done if the characters were actually a bit smaller. But of course, as a kind of demonstration, I really needed to make it clear that this Petsky graphics can make a difference. One point that I was a bit worried about is the black background behind the character, because if the background is not dark, then you will see this outline in in the guy, and I had to redesign the character a bit so that the effect wouldn't be so strong, and also change some of the ideas about the map, how much black is going to be on the background and how much some other color. So in a way that a kind of style peculiar to this game originated from these kind of discoveries that I made during the game. So in a way, if I can anyway summarize this experience for the Petsky styles question, then it's like that because of these further constraints or these further technical limitations and a different context, I had to kind of invent a slightly different kind of Petsky graphics than I would have normally done. And here I think I'm reaching quite the end of the talk. So if somebody still has something to say or ask a question about this game, then I would be willing to answer at this point.
Yeah, thank you so much so far. What I said before, I really like this art style, and also others at Discord were saying this working with light and colors in the context of Petsky. I think it's something just like, at least for me, I would say, just like something like a new unique thing where Petsky has lots of more to develop into. I'm searching for the Discord. We are a little bit delayed on the stream, so there is a question. Did you use tools for creating this background images like converters?
Actually, all the Petsky graphics are made in this editor that is nowadays called the NOVOQUE Petsky editor. So the tile graphics was made in that editor, and but then I use this tiled game map editor to put them together into a map. So I output in the Petsky graphics as a bitmap image, and then use them as tiles in that tiled free editor, and then I had to export them back to CSV and then change it into a source format, so it would be like a single byte for a single tile in the map. I hope this answered the question.
So you were having something like a map editor sort of thing that you used to put it all together?
Yeah, the editor is called Tiled. I don't know how to say
yeah,
it.
Tiled. Yeah, Tiled. We know that thing. Yeah, okay. Wow, interesting. I'm looking up if there are more questions. I think at least you should mention again your blog, because you're doing also very different other things.
Yeah, this oldmachinery.com. Maybe I can try to get it on the screen.
Or you could throw it also in the Discord, NOVOQUE, or I can throw it in there.
Okay, the oldmachinery blogspot.com.
Yeah, I will throw it into there. So
okay,
don't worry.
You can then search for the Digiloy keyword if that is something you want to find out, and then there are other stuff, whatever I happen to be interested about writing on.
All right, cool.
I should maybe now stop sharing this somehow. Okay.
All right, very nice. We are more or less just perfect on time. I didn't expect this.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you so much for this talk.
Okay.
If I also seen the reaction, also other sceners seem to like it a little bit.
Okay. Thank you.
Is there the ability to talk to you today somehow?
I'm sorry that I have to actually leave this session myself.
Okay.
But if some interesting stuff comes up, maybe somebody can
write an old school email or something. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
or Facebook or something.
All right.
Okay. But thank you for this opportunity. It was really interesting.
Oh yeah, it was a pleasure for me as well. Yeah, and I think the rest of the team also.
Yes. Okay. Everybody,
all right.
Stay safe.
Yeah. Cool. Very cool. I think it's now the time to switch over to thanks. I think now it's the time to switch over to reality and the people from Poobrain. I don't know. I need the feedback from the Beam team now. Hello, Beam team. Hello. Okay. So show it good. Yeah. So we should switch now to another thing where reality has prepared something for us about Sofa World. And after that, we will return to me again. So see you in some minutes.
They can't see us. Oh, okay. We should be live now.
We are? Okay.
Awesome. Okay.
I can put Twitch and see if we're live. Yes, we are live.
Yeah, we are. Hello, EVOQUE. Welcome. I am here with some of the lovely folks behind Sofa World. Maybe we could do a short introductory round just to have everyone have the names of everyone.
Well, our lovely host is Rocco, and he made the menu music for Sofa World. I'm Tropical Trevor. This is Ixion. This is Pirke. And on the other screen, we have Michael. And what is your handle? Oh, Cookie. Yeah. Cookie, yeah. We have Cookie, who has just dropped out.
Yeah.
There you go. No. Okay. Well, that's what we'll hope it stabilizes.
Well, we're all together in separate sweaty rooms, dealing with high temperatures, and here to talk a little bit about all over the world, and here to talk a little bit about Sofa World. And one of the things that surprised me was that there was actually no Sofa World for EVOQUE this time. So maybe we could start out talking about that.
Yeah, sure. In case you missed it, Sofa World is a little online demo scene event that we started for Revision. So we tried to make the Revision Party Hall and make the Revision Party experience where you had like a 3D chat room where you could interact with other people. And we started that, and then that sort of grew and we kept updating it. But for EVOQUE, basically everyone that worked on it got really busy. And we really wanted to make the skate park for EVOQUE and make skate physics, and we're looking into like some of our friends have worked on skating games and tricks games where we could like steal their source code and put into Sofa World. But in the end, just life gets in the way, man. I mean, I've just been working on my job and helping out other people online, and just Barry has been recording videos professionally, like making tutorials for people. Some of our friends are working in companies that are, maybe not making it due to the Corona crisis and the economic impact that that's having. So they're just doing overtime and making shit happen. So EVOQUE didn't really pan out for us to really pull together.
Right. So I guess we'll talk a little bit about what the future plans are now, because with revision and outline already being done pretty much, and you guys already having an environment for Nova, it seems like it's mostly just a matter of adding a couple of extra parties. And I understood that you wanted to what's it listed as in the long-term goals? to make a party organizer portal? Like, what are some of the short terms and like long term goals that you guys have in
I think
mind?
Nova is interesting because we started having less time, and basically Gabi started working on Nova on his own, making a gigantic environment and modeling the entire town that it's happening in, and all of that. So that kind of shows that it sort of works on its own, but it's just hard to make a new environment right now. You have a lot of programmer involvement, and there's a lot of work for everybody involved to make changes. And we were really hoping to make it more user friendly, because indeed it is hard to do every party on your own, especially if you get more and more busy with regular day jobs and stuff.
Mm.
So I'm
How many
hoping
people do you actually have working on Sofa World? Right? Was it like 5 to 10 people, or?
There's a credit somewhere. I could find that.
it must have been up to 14 eventually.
Yeah. Well, we have Jan working in LA. We had a couple of people working in Holland.
Yeah, let's do a little roll call on Reddit. I mean,
I'll share my screen and then.
I've got the credits up here. So we have. There we go. Thank you very much.
So Wurstgetränk is Holland, Tropical Trevor Japan, Gabi Holland, Ixion Japan, Chibi LA, Reality UK, Plofkip Holland, Perke Japan, Oki Holland, Rosie Holland, Rocco Holland, and Dexter's Holland.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so basically, Wurstgetränk, I think, originated the idea where revision wasn't happening. We wanted an online party. Let's figure out what to do. We were thinking about what was it called, Second Life, like the app, and see if we could make a-werk in that. And then we were working on talking to them, and they were thinking about, can we do this in a commercial engine like Unity or Unreal? Run with Unity, because we knew that, and we just Gabi started modeling it. Ixion started working on it. And more people joined as we went. Like Reality made the website. Chibi helped us with networking and with video streaming.
Get the sounds in and the stations.
Actually, for revision, I think we did the best job with audio. You can walk around and hear audio clips that were recorded in the party hall at the right place, and they just play it random. And I think that is the hardest part of Sofa World, in the sense that we could clean up the code, we could make moderation a thing, which isn't a thing, and that's why revision had a little bit of a problem with some spammers and some nasty characters showing up, and we didn't really have a way to deal with that. But then we went into the real thing, like what makes Sofa World, and then it's really the experience. The party happens because the author of the 3D environment has been to the party and knows what makes that party. You have to put in the gimmicks and the memes, and you have to put in the audio clips that give you that party atmosphere. And I think, Chibi really helped us bring revision together by sifting through countless YouTube videos and getting out like the little nuggets of gold in the environment. That was a lot of fun.
That's sick.
And, I think Plofkip helped us out with networking code. Birke did a lot of character art. Oki was, of course, our perfect model for the Oki hunting minigame. Rosie supplied us with tons of environment art assets. I mentioned you did the menu music, and Duxor's did a ton of animations.
He started out with the Miximo animation.
Yeah, he really helped us out. He didn't make the animations, but he helped us make commercially available animations work out, and helped us with character art as well. I think he made the first character actually.
He did.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then Birke took over and made a customizable character. And I did Action did some cloth simulation to make customizable party pants and stuff like that.
It's a real sick collaborative effort. We actually have a chat. We have a question from the NOVOQUE Discord from Q&A server. Is there any plans to increase maximum amount of users that can join a server?
So I think that's part of the refactoring that we need to do. We don't really have time. So we want chat rooms where you can just stick with your friends and talk over voice with your friends, and not have one big environment where you can just chat with everyone, but have a general chat, private chat, and voice chat. And we want a streaming world, so you can have a festival with 1,000 people, and it will just stream in the 20 people nearest to you or something like that. So it kind of makes more sense and becomes more scalable. But after looking into that for like a 1.5 month while Gabi was actually making Nova, me and Frank were researching how can we scale this up to be more the real demo scene experience, and how can we clean up the code to be moderatable and usable for other demo parties to just set up their own thing. We just ran out of time, and I think in the long term the plan is there, but in the long term also we don't really know how we're going to work on this. So it's kind of a difficult question to answer, because I want it to grow, I want to work on it, but I know if I do like one day a week, or half a day a week, it's not gonna happen. And
I think in this case it's also to good to ask, like, if people want to have like a sofa world for the next demo party, please feel free to like contact us and to see what we can what can happen. But we also need other people to help us out, like creating assets, to create like a certain gameplay that they want for their feature. So
yeah, in a way, it's I think we really want to do more demo parties with Sofa World, but it's very hard for us to do on our own while also
maintaining a day job.
Yeah, having unexpected things in life, because it was fine for 2 parties and then it wasn't fine for 2 parties, and I hope it gets better in the future. But in the end, please contact us at info@sofaworld and let's talk, because if any demo party can just run with the source code and have their own like Unity guy code a little bit, or own 3D modeler contribute a bit to the environment, I think we could contribute a lot to an online demo party event without us being like a big factor. If we're busy, it could still happen. We shouldn't be the big canceling factor whether there's a sofa world or not. And what I hope to work towards is that it becomes the truth, where we clean up the code enough so we can actually share it with others.
Right.
Also, like we said that Gabi made like most of Nova actually happen. If there is a budget available, Gabi is freelance, so he is available to actually make most of the art side happen.
Yeah. So, and also that shows how robust the code kind of is. If you just want your party hall in Sofa World, you can literally just hire Gabi and you'll just model it in a few weeks. And you'll have your party experience. And then
I'm looking forward to Gabi being overwhelmed with requests.
Oh, sorry, you were saying?
That's okay. No, I've made a joke. Go on.
If you need help with any additional things like having audio clips or having visual sync through some DJ set, then it becomes more important to discuss the options. But if there's any budget, it becomes super simple, because we have contacts with great freelance artists to make a sofa world party, but we just don't have a lot of bandwidth outside of paid work right now, because everybody is just in crisis mode.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. And I think this goes for another question that was posted in the Discord as well. Someone was asking about VR, which you guys actually had listed on the website as well. If any of the viewers actually want to know how accurate are the roadmap ideas that are still listed on the website currently? Because there's talk about VR support as well, for example, and that also seems like it really comes down to having the manpower to actually build it and realizing it.
So I think they're still pretty accurate. Maybe not so much voice chat, because we have looked into it. That was the first thing we started working on actually, and it didn't pan out as much. Like
the license for the setup is too
we wanted to use a commercial system to have people voice chat with each other, but that was really for team chat, like four player multiplayer games, and we don't have the expertise to roll around. Because I think if you want to have a big conference call kind of situation, you want the server to merge all the voices and then send it back to you. So there's very little traffic. And that is not possible with commercial solutions that we found for Unity. So that's why we opt probably not to do that anytime soon. It's more like get your Discord open and talk on Discord while playing Sofa World, which is what we've been doing, and it actually works great. But it's just we want to break that extra additional step, right? We want to make it easier. But
Right.
VR is, I've used VR in Unity before, and it's super convenient to do. The only issue with it is performance. We sometimes push performance where, your laptop will have a shit frame rate on Sofa World, and then putting VR into the equation makes that a bigger issue. We're not sure we can solve the frame rate issue, but we can add VR controls. So if you have a beast of a PC, it will be fine. And that part is definitely on the roadmap. So I really want to do it in VR. It's so much fun.
Awesome. We have this is unexpectedly turning into a Q&A, but people are asking a lot of questions. This one's a long one from Dossi. Sofa World has a huge potential to be commercialized. Universities could use it to introduce students to the campus during lockdowns. Companies could host virtual tours for customers. Science communities could use it for conferences. Other solutions and conferences with talks and socializing are way behind Sofa World. Are you planning anything in this direction? So I think he means commercializing Sofa World.
It's difficult.
We've had multiple questions like that before, where people come to us like, "Hey, can we use your platform?" And yeah, I mean, it is all possible, of course. The only thing is that we very quickly noticed that the reason why the parties feel so much successful is because we've been there. We know what that feels like, so we can use all the little things that we found out, like the long toilet tunnel and like little gimmicks like that to make a party feel like a party. And of course you can very easily just grab a 3D model
one side of
and
the
put
answer.
it in somewhere, but it will never have that same feel. And yeah.
So I agree with that.
Yeah.
The quality in Sofa World is because it's made by people that understand the party and know what will make it fun as a 3D experience. But we have talked about this. We've talked with people about this that contacted us about using it commercially. Basically, our current code base isn't moderatable, isn't secure. To really make it a product that we can sell, or that can be used in a bigger scale, even like not even commercially, but imagine just a free festival with 10,000 people in front of a stage. That would be the scale it has to be functioning at before you can really sell this product to big events.
Yeah.
And then you need some kind of editing functionality where people can put in their own models on their own stage, or a service model where you always have someone available to make their 3D models for them when they're ready to pay. Even if there's money involved, there's also a big investment from our side. And before we can even get to a point where we can license it or sell it to people and figure out all these things, because we also have third-party license dependencies and stuff like that. We actually need to spend a significant amount of time that we don't have to turn this from a nice 3D chat gimmick application where it's in the demo scene. We trust everyone that logs in because we're all one big family. We don't abuse shit. People in demo scene events leave their laptop open on the table and go out for a smoke. It doesn't get stolen. That kind of trust we also have online with Sofa World, and it works. But when you talk commercial, we suddenly have to get some security expert and understand how to make 3D chat applications securely.
But at the same time,
that's just money and time we don't have. So someone would have to say, like, I see a future in this. Here's money for 10 people for a year. Quit your jobs and make this instead. Then we can talk. It's just far away from commercial viability is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but also at the same time you have like a revision, you have an outline where people are hacking the game itself, and then it's fun. Because people are not abusing the game in the wrong way. But if
we're gonna have to wrap this up, so make your answers
I've got one
as short as possible.
important question to ask from Havoc. Perry, why do you still have your shirt on?
I knew it.
We literally talked about this before stream. Oh, there you go.
And there it is. All right. So I think that
my question, or we're just gonna quit.
yeah, I think that does it for our time, right, John?
Yep.
All right. Thank you very much for tuning in, everyone, and thank you to everyone on here for answering the questions and taking the shirts off. Much appreciated. And
That's a bit off from the beginning, man.
and have fun, everyone, during
Thank you
NOVOQUE.
guys for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah, so hello everyone. Thank you, Pooh Brain, for making this possible. And welcome back to Cologne from my living room here. And the topic I will talk now with the third lighting talk is a project I made during the last year that was also taking some time and passion and things like that. Some of them heard about it, they maybe rumor-wise, and I will give you a short introduction into this project. It's called Cologne Mine, that I made during the last year. I tried to share my screen right now. Okay, I hope it's seeable. I wait for the delayed main stream. I don't know if you can see the screen. Okay,
Yes.
maybe.
Yes.
Aha, wonderful. Okay, cool. So the subline is a pixel art project and large-scale urban game in the public space of Cologne. Wow, this sounds like a title, but what is it exactly? Wait, I need to progress the slides. So it all started with I had a dream, and I had a dream about pixel art in public space, preferably in Cologne, of course. And then I did some ideas, ping pong, and the initial idea was I had some random idea, and one of the ideas was something like, let's do something like crowdfunding, a crowdfunding thing with a small collective of artists who are into pixel art, and then renting ad spaces, and the bigger the crowd goes, the more ad spaces we got. So this was the first basic idea. But I did some research, and the prices are very ridiculous, and they didn't offer any art thing, a rabatt, discount. And then I came to the point, it felt somehow wrong throwing art money at people who have the money anyway from all the advertisers. So I skipped the idea. A little bit fast forward, then all of a sudden, I've seen that there was an art contest from the city of Cologne, where it was about advertising pillars that are in public space. It was a project that was for Stick to Art School in Cologne, and now it's a new project from the city of Cologne, and they made an art contest, and I applied, and then I won. So what it's all about, what it's in for it, it's about 25 advertising pillars. They are all spread over Cologne, so this old classical advertising pillars. They are distributed all over Cologne. For the people who know Cologne a little bit, from Rodenkirchen to Chorweiler, so really everywhere. And here are some of the results. I just show it right away. So this is standing right next to the muck. You see very, very old school style. Very blockish. It looks super awesome in the public space. I will talk about the thing more in a minute. Just like to get some impressions, also how different the surroundings of this advertising pillars are. Just like, you know, more just like in a laid back area where people live. It's a quite silent place where some kids are playing. This is one of my favorites. This is Cologne Chorweiler, and it fits the surroundings so perfectly. Here's another one of this. It's just like like it would be made for it. I mean, the 70s architecture style. I don't know, some new Coalweiler. This is nearby in Seeberg. You see there are also some people messing around here. I don't know if you can see it on the screen. This is Neumarkt, just something with a night scenario, and this is where also some of the, I don't know, drug people are hanging around, and this is maybe the most pissed on advertising pillar in Cologne. Really, no joke. Yeah. And here more just like a rural area. This looks also very nice. This is Cologne Ossendorf. And drums, please. No, drums, please come now, because it's also in the neighborhood of Triple X in Cologne Nippes. So he sent me those pictures, and I was so happy to see this. So yeah, okay. These were some impressions, but what is the whole project all about? Why did they hand me out the prize? There's also a game attached to it, because I was very inspired by this tubes, you know, from Super Mario or Giant Assistance that leads to the underground, and the idea is something to have something like an underground of Cologne where all the advertising pillars are some sort of connected. Yes, I will explain this. The funny thing is, I don't know if I can answer questions because I have to do 3 things in parallel right now. I just continue. I will make questions afterward. So the nice thing is you don't have to download anything. It runs Runaway in your mobile phone, in your browser. If you connect to play.cologne-mine.de, so no downloads, no user accounting, no nothing. It's pick up and play in the best thinkable manner. And oh, wait a second. And then, yeah, the game has started. So if you scan the QR code, just like this, by the way, here is Echo Fresh. No Echo Fresh. You scan the QR codes, and then it opens in the browser. Marketing. And what is the gameplay looking? You can imagine like a little bit just like Pokemon Go, but more in the style of like Minecraft. So I wanted to make it some sort of open world game thing, and not just like you have to go there and you have to go there and pick up these coins there, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I see people entering the server right now. So how does the game look like? It's not very polished in every detail. I can also explain it why this is the case. It was also a little bit of work. How is the gameplay actually doing? You connect, you get instantly an account, and you get some virtual money. And with this virtual money, you can create things, and you can create literally just everything your mind came up with. Just for example, pepper schnapps. And then these items you can just lay into the public space of Cologne. So you have to go there, of course. You need to enable geopositioning features, and then you go there, and then you drop the items, and other people can pick them up. For example, here we have, it's German, a golden vinyl with stupid music, or Ruhelärm. How can I translate Ruhelärm? It's just like a silent noise or something like this. Yeah. So, and people do whatever they want to do. I see someone created a black coffee right now, right at this moment. And then there's a global marketplace where you can trade stuff. You know, we also see here some people made just like I don't know what Herz-Jesu-Sozialismus is. Geldsack is more obvious then. And then you can trade it. And if you trade items over the public space, then it raises the value. And every item also has a history, just like a log file of every item, who had this before, and where was it traded, and so on and so on. Yeah, and this is the current status. This is what Cologne looks right now, right at this moment. When I zoom it out a little bit more, it looks like this. So you can see here is Köln-Porz at the bottom and Chorweiler at north. If I zoom it even more far away, this is more or less the radius where you can play the game right at the moment. I had to do this for several reasons, mostly about, I would say, hacking things. Yeah, this is the current status. I also have some numbers for you. Maybe I look up the channel before with Q&A. Okay. Okay, I will go through the questions later. I just wanted to present you some numbers about the game. So the game actually started at the 1st June 2020, and in the meantime, we had 11,000 new user playing sessions. So that is someone sees this game, connect to the server, an account was made. Okay, sometimes there were double new user sessions for a reason, but around about 10,000 new user playing sessions were made. There are right now just like 300 actually players. The measurement is players who gave themselves a nickname. And are not just like generic players or something. And right at the moment, there are just about 60 permanent active players who are actually really throwing up this world and shows what's in there, or just like being creative in throwing stuff into the public space. And if we come to the items that were generated in total so far, there were a total of 7,100 items generated. And right at this moment, there are 225 items in the public space lying around for people to pick it up. So this is the current status of numbers, and then even more numbers, because this was a project that was also officially supported by the city of Cologne. They also posted on their Instagram with, I don't know, 25K followers on Instagram, and this just made 500, over 500 likes instantly, just like people liking like crazy. And it even went so far that a local TV station also wanted to report about this project. Yes, and this is more or less. We also made some culture. We made a user group meetup, and of course we had Corona and all this, and we made this. Well, of course, in the public space. Where else? And the funny thing was where we ordered pizza, and where we have to deliver the pizza, and we were sitting there on the Broadway, and then we are the pizza. We are the pizza. Just drop it here. Yeah, this was also a very funny evening. Yeah, and super Corona compatible. This is how it looks like after 2 months of weather and people running around. So what I said before, the advertising pillars are for art projects, and wind and weather just like unveiled the stuff, and the art project from before was was coming up. And yeah, I think this is really the last picture for this talk now, is prototyping phase. I was doing this on this desk where I'm sitting right now with toilet paper and video projector. And like you see, it worked out, so. Okay, I also have a Discord server. I can throw it also in the Q&A channel afterwards. I think this is again the thing that was wrapped around the advertising pillars. Yes, and this is the end of the talk. I think I will look up the Discord channel now. If there are any questions. Yeah, I seen people creating Amiga. Oh, maybe Ulwurst, of course. Yeah, just what I said, I have also a Discord channel, and if you join the Discord channel, you get instant notifications if some people created something new. So this is also what happened here all of the time during the last 5 minutes. I don't know why, for whatever reason. If there are not any questions right now, maybe some words to say. This game is not very polished yet. I also have shitloads of ideas for new features. but I was very, very consumed by, I don't know, then there were some hacker kits and I have to throw insecurity measurements in and this and that, and then going out to the public, and then, I don't know, people wanting interviews. I don't know, everything was very, very time consuming. And this is why the game is not very polished in detail, but I plan to continue this game over, I don't know, autumn, winter, just to make it more enjoyable. So if you are interested in, feel free to join the Discord channel, the Discord server. There you get, let's say, first-hand informations. Can I copy this? No. Okay, here's a question coming up. Friend of mine. Yeah. How about exporting this game? Yeah. I don't know it yet. Of course, it's more just like, also a little bit just like, say, prototyping, and to learn from this experience. And of course, with all this experience, how an urban game like this could work, of course, someone could think about something like roll it out to other cities, or make something just like a follow-up game, or roll out this game. I haven't made any final decision on this yet. The only decision I made for now is that I want to continue this game during the winter. So, and where to go from there, I don't know. I could imagine that Venlo is still in the range where you could play this game. Yeah, so these are also topics where I work on this. Meadow says nobody will find the Amiga. It's really too far from Cologne. Don't be surprised. I also played in Aachen and in Dortmund, for example, and then all of a sudden, I don't know why there were people playing this, and I don't even know where they get the information from. So currently, it is a radius around Cologne with 100 kilometers where you can play it. So, or actually, where you can drop down items. That's the only constraint. You can also play it everywhere and just trade and generate things and just trade, but you can't drop stuff there for some reasons. Okay. Okay, right now I don't see any more questions, so I will put up the link to the website and to the Discord, and if you have any more questions or something like this, you know where to find me. I will hanging around NOVOQUE all of the time, and yeah, feel free to ask questions if you have any. Maybe I will show my face again. I don't know if you can see it right now. Yeah, okay, so thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. That was the lightning talk sessions. And we are so perfectly in time. I'm amazed. Yeah, people are posting stuff and people are dropping all of the time. You know, this were just like, I also had moments where just like, I just wanted to go to sleep, and then some of these hacker kids arrived and were just like doing shit on the server the whole night. Yeah, you have to deal with this somehow. Yeah. So we have found ways to do. All right. Okay. I think that's it. That is right now from the lightning talks. I hope you enjoyed it. At least it was fun for me. And I would say, yeah, see you online later.